That brown bottle in your medicine cabinet has been keeping a secret for decades. You bought it to clean a scraped knee, a job doctors now say it shouldn't even do. But everywhere else in your house, this $1 bottle quietly outperforms products that cost 20 times more. From skunk dogs to yellowed game consoles, here are 12 things almost nobody knows hydrogen peroxide can do. Grab the bottle. Let's go. Number 1. Reclaim the toilet bowl without the chlorine bomb. Look at what you're currently paying to keep a toilet clean. Bowl cleaners run $4 to $8, and those blue tank tablets slowly corrode the rubber flapper and the seals inside the tank until the whole thing runs all night and your water bill jumps. You're paying to break your own toilet. Here's the swap. Pour about a half cup of 3% peroxide straight into the bowl and get some up under the rim where the water jets are, because that's where the real grime hides. Let it sit 20 to 30 minutes. Overnight is even better since nobody's using it while you sleep. Then scrub and flush. For a stubborn ring, sprinkle baking soda around the water line first, then pour the peroxide over it and let the paste cling to the stain. That pink or orange ring you keep scrubbing off isn't rust, by the way. It's a bacterium called Serratia marcescens that colonizes wet porcelain, and peroxide handles it because it's fungicidal and antibacterial, not just a stain lifter. The oxidation tears the organism apart and bleaches the stain it left behind in one shot. One hard rule: if you use chlorine tablets in your tank, do not add peroxide on top of them. Peroxide plus chlorine is a bad combination you do not want to be leaning over. Pick one system. Replaces bowl cleaners and tank tablets, $4 to $8, plus the flapper you keep replacing. Number 2. Erase yellow armpit and collar stains from white shirts. Here's a fact that reframes your entire laundry room. Sweat is colorless. That yellow crust in the armpits of your white shirts isn't sweat at all. It's a chemical reaction between the aluminum in your antiperspirant and the proteins in your perspiration, welded into the cotton fibers. And here's the part that ruins shirts. Chlorine bleach, the thing everyone reaches for, actually reacts with those proteins and makes the yellow darker. You are setting the stain in permanently. Peroxide does the opposite. In a small bowl, mix about 2 tablespoons of 3% peroxide with 1 tablespoon of grease-cutting dish soap. Spoon it onto the stain, work it in with an old toothbrush, and let it sit 30 to 45 minutes. If your kitchen is warm and it starts drying out, lay a piece of plastic wrap over it so the peroxide stays wet and keeps working. You'll see gentle bubbling. That's the oxidation snapping the color-causing bonds in the aluminum protein complex, while the soap lifts the oily deodorant residue. Same paste destroys ring around the collar, which is just body oils doing the same thing at your neckline. The non-negotiable rule: do not put the shirt in the dryer until the stain is completely gone. Heat sets these stains permanently, so air dry and check in good light before anything goes near a dryer. Replaces specialty stain sticks and pre-treat sprays, $7 to $12, and the drawer of ruined white shirts you were about to toss. Number 3. Reverse the yellowing on old electronics and plastic. This one is genuinely unsettling the first time you see it. You know that old computer keyboard, the Super Nintendo in the closet, the beige window blinds, the fan in the garage, the outlet covers that have gone the color of a smoker's ceiling. That yellowing isn't dirt. You cannot scrub it off because it's a chemical change inside the plastic itself. Older hard plastics, the stuff called ABS, were mixed with bromine as a flame retardant. Over years of light and heat, that bromine breaks down and the plastic photo oxidizes, turning yellow-brown from the inside. The retro computing community figured out how to reverse it, and it's just peroxide plus UV light. Coat the yellowed plastic in peroxide, set it in direct sun, and the UV light drives the oxidation that breaks apart the color-causing bonds. The yellow literally stops existing. The honest version for a 3% bottle: submerge the part in peroxide in a clear container, or brush on a peroxide and baking soda paste and wrap it in cling film so it doesn't dry out. Then leave it in strong sun for a few hours. Hardcore restorers use 12% Salon Developer for a faster result, but that stuff burns skin, so if you go that route, gloves and eye protection are mandatory. With plain 3% and patience, the sun does the heavy lifting. 2 honesty notes. This works best on light-colored plastic, and the yellowing can slowly creep back over a few years. Skip it on any brittle, load-bearing part, replaces buying replacement shells, and living with ugly yellow gear. Number 4. The chemist's formula for a skunked dog. If you own a dog and live anywhere near woods, memorize this one before you need it, because at 3 a.m., with a screaming, skunky animal in your yard, you will not be in a research mood. First, forget tomato juice. It's folklore. Skunk spray is built from oily compounds called thiols that don't dissolve in water, which is exactly why hosing the dog just smears the stench deeper into the fur and turns a light-colored dog faintly pink. The only home remedy that chemically neutralizes the odor was developed by a chemist, and every veterinary hospital hands out the same recipe: 1 quart of 3% peroxide, a quarter cup of baking soda, and 1 to 2 teaspoons of liquid dish soap. The peroxide oxidizes the thiols into odorless compounds. It doesn't mask the smell, it destroys the molecule. Mix it fresh in an open container and use it immediately. This is critical. Never premix it and never seal it in a closed bottle, because the reaction builds gas pressure and the container can burst. Work it into the coat, use a sponge around the face to keep it out of the eyes, let it sit 5 to 20 minutes, and rinse thoroughly. Double the batch for a big dog. One caution: on very dark fur, it can lighten the coat slightly, so it's a trade you make in an emergency. The same chemistry knocks out other stubborn thiol odors like smoke, replaces useless tomato juice and commercial de-skunk kits, and possibly your relationship with your dog. Number 5. Disinfect retainers, night guards, and dentures. Anything that lives in your mouth all night lives in a warm, wet, dark, sugar-fed environment for 8 hours a day. Retainers, night guards, dentures, and the toothbrushes themselves grow biofilm, that slick film, and the pinkish-white gunk that builds up in the grooves. Then you put it right back against your gums. The fix costs pennies. Mix equal parts 3% peroxide and water in a cup, drop the appliance in, and let it soak 15 to 30 minutes. You'll see it fizz where the biofilm is. That's the oxidation splitting apart the residue and the bacteria in it. Then rinse it thoroughly under running water before it goes anywhere near your mouth. Same soak refreshes a toothbrush after you've been sick, so you're not reinfecting yourself with the same bug every morning. Here's the kicker. Peroxide is the active ingredient in a huge number of denture cleaning and retainer cleaning tablets. Drop one in water and it releases hydrogen peroxide. You've been buying a fancy fizzing pill whose entire job is to become the thing already in your cabinet. 2 rules: rinse extremely well. You never want to swallow peroxide, and keep this to an occasional deep clean rather than an all-day daily soak, since long exposure can be hard on some appliance materials. Check whatever your orthodontist recommends for yours. Replaces denture and retainer cleaning tablets, $6 to $10 a box. Number 6. Kill the black mold in bathroom caulk and grout. Wipe your shower with a soapy rag and you're cleaning the surface while ignoring the actual problem: the black speckling creeping through the silicone caulk, the grout lines, the corners of the ceiling, the folds of the curtain liner. That's mold, and it has roots down into porous material. A quick wipe just smears the spores from one tile to the next. Peroxide is the right tool because it's fungicidal, and unlike a surface bleach that discolors the top layer and lets the mold grow right back, peroxide penetrates and oxidizes the organism. Spray straight 3% peroxide onto the moldy caulk, grout, and ceiling corners, and let it sit. This is the whole trick. Mold needs real contact time, so give it 10 to 30 minutes, not 10 seconds. For a mold line in caulk, lay a strip of peroxide-soaked toilet paper or cotton right along the seam and leave it an hour. so the peroxide stays in contact instead of running off. Then scrub with an old toothbrush and wipe clean. The shower curtain liner can go straight in a peroxide and water soak. 2 cautions. If the mold is deep and old, failing caulk, peroxide kills what it touches, but you may still need to re-caulk. Ventilate the room and never combine it with a chlorine mold spray. Replaces mold and mildew sprays, $5 to $9 a bottle. Number 7. Sanitize makeup brushes and beauty tools. If you've ever had mystery breakouts, a stubborn sty, or an eye infection that came from nowhere, look at your makeup brushes. They're the perfect bacteria habitat, damp, oily, pressed against your face daily, and washed roughly never. Dermatologists will tell you a filthy brush is a direct pipeline of bacteria straight onto your skin and into your eyes. 2-step it. First, swirl the brushes in warm water with a drop of dish soap to lift the oil and pigment, because organic gunk shields microbes from any disinfectant. Then give them a final dip in a cup of equal parts peroxide and water for a couple of minutes to actually disinfect, rinse well, reshape the bristles, and lay them flat to dry, never standing up or water runs into the handle and rots the glue. The same quick peroxide dip disinfects the metal tools that touch your skin and never get cleaned: tweezers, eyelash curlers, nail clippers, and those blackhead extractors. One note: synthetic bristles love this. For natural hairbrushes, keep the peroxide contact short so you don't dry them out, and always rinse thoroughly. Replaces brush cleaner sprays and shampoos, $8 to $15 a bottle. Number 8. Lift blood, pet urine, and set-in stains from carpet. Peroxide is an oxidizing bleach, which makes it outstanding on exactly the stains that defeat everything else, organic ones, and 2 of them are worth knowing in detail. Blood first, because peroxide is almost magic on it. Blood is loaded with an enzyme called catalase, so the moment peroxide hits it, it erupts into foam, which is the reaction pulling the stain apart and oxidizing the hemoglobin. Blot the spot with cold water first, pour peroxide on, let it foam, and blot it up. Fresh or dried, it works. Now pet urine, the one people give up on. The smell and stain come from uric acid crystals and the bacteria feeding on them, which is why plain soap never truly kills it. And the dog keeps returning to the spot. Mix peroxide with a little dish soap and a sprinkle of baking soda. Work it into the spot, let it sit, and blot. That combination breaks down the crystals and oxidizes the odor-causing bacteria. It's essentially the homemade version of the enzyme cleaners that cost $15 a bottle. The rule that matters: peroxide is a bleach. Test an inconspicuous corner on any colored or dark carpet first, because it can lighten it and keep it off wool, silk, and antique rugs entirely. On light carpet, it's a workhorse. Replaces enzyme cleaners and oxy stain sprays, $8 to $15 a bottle. Number 9. Kill the smell in shoes and break the athlete's foot cycle. That gym shoe smell isn't a mystery, and it isn't really the shoe. It's a colony of bacteria and fungus feeding on the sweat trapped inside that warm, damp, airless interior. Air fresheners and scented insoles just perfume the colony. You have to kill it. Spray the inside of the shoes with 3% peroxide until the lining is damp. Let it sit at least 10 minutes and let them air dry completely. Sun is a bonus. Do this to sneakers, cleats, work boots, anything that's turned on you. For the white exterior and yellowed rubber soles, scrub with a paste of peroxide and baking soda, and they brighten right back up. Here's the part almost nobody connects. If you've fought athlete's foot that keeps coming back no matter how much cream you use, the reason is that the fungus is living in your shoes and reinfecting your foot every time you put them on. You're treating the foot and ignoring the reservoir. Peroxide disinfects the shoe itself, which is the step that finally breaks the loop. One caution: on colored or delicate fabric, peroxide can lighten it, so test a hidden spot. On white and on interior linings, spray freely. Replaces shoe deodorizers and antifungal shoe sprays, $6 to $12 a can. Number 10. Defunk the washing machine that's ruining your towels. There's a special absurdity to a machine that washes everything you own while slowly rotting from the inside. If your clean towels come out smelling faintly sour and musty, the towels are fine. The machine is the problem. Front loaders are the worst offenders because that rubber door gasket stays damp and dark and grows a ring of black mold in its folds, and every load picks up the smell. Spray straight 3% peroxide into every fold of that door gasket, pull the folds back and get right into them, and hit the detergent drawer too. Give it 10 minutes, then wipe. Then pour about 2 cups of peroxide into the empty drum and run the hottest cycle it has, nothing else in it. Do this monthly. The peroxide is fungicidal, so it kills the mold instead of relocating it, and it oxidizes the bacteria producing that sour towel smell. And once again, you've been buying peroxide the expensive way. Those washing machine cleaning tablets? The active ingredient is sodium percarbonate, which dissolves in water into washing soda and hydrogen peroxide. You're paying for a pill that turns into the bottle you already own, replaces washing machine cleaning tablets $6 to $10 a box. Number 11. Rescue houseplants from root rot and fungus gnats. Let me be straight with you here, because the internet oversells this one. Peroxide will not aerate your soil in any meaningful way. There is no real evidence for it, and dousing garden beds in peroxide would cost a fortune. But 3 uses genuinely hold up. First, root rot and fungus gnats. Both thrive in soggy, low-oxygen soil where anaerobic pathogens and gnat larvae live. Mix 1 part 3% peroxide to about 4 parts water and drench the soil the next time the plant needs watering. It kills the larvae and rot organisms on contact while releasing oxygen into the root zone, which is the exact opposite of what the rot wants. The fizz you see is it hitting the bad stuff. Second, seed germination, and this one has actual peer-reviewed research behind it. Soaking seeds for 20 to 30 minutes in 1 part peroxide to 3 parts water sterilizes the seed coat and can measurably speed up germination while cutting down on the damping off mold that kills seedlings in the tray. Third, disinfecting pots and tools between plants so you're not spreading disease from one repot to the next. Cautions. Some leaves are sensitive, orchids, African violets, begonias, so dilute more and test. And don't overdo it because peroxide kills beneficial soil microbes too. This is a treatment, not a daily watering. Replaces fungus gnat products and some fungicides. Number 12, clean the humidifier, water bottle, and hydration bladder you breathe and drink from. This is the one to end on because it's the one with a genuine health payoff. Any reservoir that stays dark and damp grows biofilm, and the worst offenders are the ones you inhale or drink from. A humidifier tank sprays a fine mist of whatever's growing in it straight into the air you breathe all night. There is a documented condition sometimes called humidifier lung from exactly this. Reusable water bottles, straw lids, coffee thermoses, and the tubes on hydration bladders are close behind, hiding slime and threads in corners a sponge never reaches. Fill the reservoir or bottle with roughly 1 part peroxide to 2 parts water, or straight peroxide for a really bad biofilm. Swirl it so it coats everything, and let it sit 20 to 30 minutes. Empty it, then rinse thoroughly several times and air dry with the lid off. For a hydration bladder, run the solution through the tube and bite valve. For a humidifier, wipe the tank and base weekly. The reason peroxide is the right choice here specifically, it breaks down into nothing but water and oxygen, so there's no chemical residue left behind on something going into your lungs or your mouth as long as you rinse well. 2 cautions. Rinse until there's no fizz and no smell, and if you're cleaning a CPAP, many manufacturers spec their own routine, so check yours and rinse it obsessively. Replaces CPAP wipes and bottle cleaning tablets, $8 to $15 a pack. Stick to 3%, the 35% food-grade concentrate burns skin, and no job here needs it. Keep it in the dark bottle since light degrades it into plain water, Screw a $2 spray trigger right onto it instead of transferring it to a clear bottle. Never mix it with vinegar in a single container, and never, ever combine it with anything containing chlorine bleach. Because it is a mild bleach, test colored surfaces first. Give it the full contact time. Peroxide kills slower than bleach, so if you spray and immediately wipe, you cleaned but did not disinfect. And one myth to bury: peroxide is no longer recommended for cleaning cuts because the same oxidation that shreds bacteria also damages the healthy tissue trying to heal. Save it for the skunk and the sheet pans. One brown bottle, 12 more jobs, and a couple $100 more of products you can quietly stop buying. Which one are you trying first? The yellowed game console or the skunk formula you are praying you never need? Drop it in the comments. If this saved you money, hit that like button and share it with someone whose shoes need an intervention. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching.